and it's good you talking about this mental health stuff. I mean, it's a big
So
it's a big presence these days, and I feel like it's very justified in a lot of for multiple reasons, but we're hitting some big celebrity names, some big sports figures.
people are still scared to talk about it. It's still taboo in a lot of circles, and it shouldn't be.
No, and it shouldn't be.
People have got to open up to this because, um, for one, it's real,
Yeah,
and there are people in at various successful places. You're not a failure if you have some mental health issues. I've done very successful things in my life. You know, this whole two nukes thing that I'm doing. Yeah, we're not gonna go and we're not gonna get 4,000 views on this video. Okay, so just so we're not gonna monetize this video, and we're still gonna be on the same path that every other, small YouTuber is on.
Yep.
As soon as we're done with this one.
If one person sees it,
Our nuclear or my nuclear journey included a Sailor of the Year turn and all
Yeah.
that. So I was a success there,
Mhm.
right? Now
You're still
the
success
nukes
now.
hold on, the nukes that watch this are gonna know that that there's some tongue in cheek stuff there, right?
Sure.
That's fine. That's fine. The I went on to work in the tech industry and make pretty decent money, right?
Yeah.
Along with my mental health problems.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of people that I worked with in the nuclear Navy and that I work with now who also need mental health help.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with them now or there. It just happens.
Yeah.
And so one thing that I don't want to get off this topic without saying, and I say it every time mental health comes up, and that's that I've lost friends to suicide. I've lost people, well, really only from the Navy, but I've lost them to suicide. And 988 is there. It's available. You can call, you can text. If all you need is somebody to talk to, they'll sit there and talk to you via text.
Yeah.
You can just text if you need a friend to talk to, and they'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Whenever you feel like you have no one. If you need actual emergency assistance, they'll get that for you. You can call, you can text 988. We'll list the number on our screen. But if you're watching this and you feel like you need someone, man, it's a really simple thing to just call or text it, and you don't have to feel bad because I'm telling you, there are successes at every level of every single, like you just mentioned, athletes and actors and actresses and
musicians.
Yeah, musician. It just doesn't matter what segment of life you look at. There are people at every rung of the ladder who have mental health issues and who need help from time to time.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with needing that help.
Yeah, we're all people. We're all human.
The only thing you could ever do wrong is not reach out for the help when you need it.
Sure.
So
Don't ever feel like you're alone in it.
that's right, because you don't have to be alone.
You don't have to be. No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. And there's so many more. I want to say outreach programs and entities and so much more awareness of this these days that it's like you said. You said a good point earlier. It's still viewed as taboo, I guess, but I'm not really sure why. I also wanted to touch on this too. So you mentioned mental health issues, but there's also what happens if I'm pissed off and I don't know how to process it, or what happens if I'm sad and I don't know how to
Yeah.
process it. It's not necessarily. Be careful how I word this. It's not necessarily a mental health issue if you're upset, right? But if you're upset, you could go upset for a week and then do something crazy,
Yeah,
right?
but it's still your mental health.
It is,
And
but
it's still the best way to take care of your mental health is still to process that, however
Yes.
whatever that takes.
and
So
that's kind of what I was going with. That is
Yeah.
the awareness now. I feel like is gearing more towards how do we deal with some of these issues? How do we figure out what we're trying to process, what we're trying to deal with, what we're trying to do? But no, that's good. Those are good points. And I think that with some of these big names, big celebrities, big whoever they're using their stage and their platform for good reasons.
Yeah.
And the ability to do that is awesome.
yeah,
We've got a small platform on our little platform on a big platform.
Yeah.
But we're trying.
Oh, I mean, I think that no matter how big my platform is, even if it's just the people that I see from day on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
I think every once in a while mentioning the number 988 can help, right?
Yep.
And if there's one person that doesn't die because of it, then it's worth it.
That made it absolutely worth it.
Right, because like I said, I mentioned him before. That guy that I can picture smoking cigarettes on the pier.
Yeah.
If he were still here,
Yeah.
if I could have gone back and like thrown that number in his face once or twice more, and I know that would put him here again, man,
Made it worth it.
what wouldn't I give to do that?
Sure.
So for sure, I can't let a mental health segment go without mentioning that. And with that, let's move on to the next little bit.